Good morning to everybody. I'm all excited and all fired up here. Invitation video. Guess what we're doing? Alice in Wonderland in April. The very first one, April 1st, 2021, is going to be a magical miniature garden. Doesn't matter what it's about, what you put in it. Use your imagination and you find the magic. And you share it with us. So it's super easy. You can make it indoors, outdoors. There is no restrictions except make it look a little magical. Now, I, of course, am going to do Alice in Wonderland, and I'm going to do two of them. I'm going to put up on the first one. It's probably going to be an outside video, and then probably the next day I'll do put my indoor one up. But I am going to be making two of them, one indoors and outdoors, just to show that you can do fairy gardens in your home and out, even if you don't have a yard or a patio. I'm trying to show you more and more of that. And right now it's very cold in a lot of the country, and you don't want to be out there in snow trying to put a miniature garden together. So indoors is fine, and I'm going to do one of each. Of course, I live in Southern California, so I can film outside, even in the middle of winter. It might be a little cold, might need to put a sweater on, but we never get snow where I live. We don't care if it's big, we don't care if it's small, anything is going to be great. But I am so excited. Now, another thing we're doing, a second invitation video, April 8th. That is going to be a miniature tea service. We don't care how big or how small the miniature set is. If you want to make it teeny, you can if you have one. If you want to have just a regular small miniature tea set is fine also. If you look on March 12th, I did two little tea sets, one in blue and one in lavender. I think it's the second and third miniature garden video on that. There was 3 or 4 little miniature gardens in there. Go and check it out. And so you get an idea how small you can go. Now, the one I'm going to be putting up on my channel is not going to be that small. It's going to be quite a bit bigger. Sort of like something a child might play with. But they're not children tea services because they're collectibles. They're very expensive. I would definitely not have my grandchildren playing with them, and I have 3 of them. And they're all Alice in Wonderland. I'm only going to do 1 tea service per day, and I'm going to shoot all 3, and which one I like the best will be the one I'll be putting up also for the challenge. But I am going to put 3 of them up. And I do own 3. When I tell you I am an Alice in Wonderland collector, you're going to see I am out of my oven living mine. You're never going to believe what I have. Even I don't believe what I have. That's how I can do a whole month of April on Alice in Wonderland. Can you believe it? I could already believe it. I think Grandma's losing her mind sometimes. But anyway, that is going to be the same thing. We don't care how big or how small you do it, and you figure out what you want to do, and Grandma doesn't care. Grandma's doing Alice in Wonderland theme for the whole month. You do not have to do that theme. You can do any theme or have anything you already maybe own, or go borrow something from the children's toy box. I always tell people. Or maybe see if a relative has a miniature tea set. A lot of people have tea sets. As you can see, I think I own about 5 or 6 really tiny tea sets. The 2 that you saw are not the only 2 that I own. I'm sure I own at least 3 or 4 more. And you're going to see a lot of miniatures this year because I probably have, I don't know, probably 14 boxes of miniatures in my home that don't even go outside except for photo ops. And Grandma's opening up those boxes, and we're going to start showing what Grandma has. Now, you're going to see a lot of items that look brand new. They're not brand new. Some of them are 3, 5 years old. They don't go outside except for photo ops. And I have some very expensive fairies that I paid quite a bit for them, but not what I had. A couple fairies, at least one fairy for sure. I can't say for sure about the others, but one of them, I think I paid like $20 or $30 for it. And that was for a used fairy. And it was hard for me to spend the money, but it was so cute. I went ahead and spent it. I found one of those fairies brand new in a store, $120 or $130. Never would I spend that much for a fairy. So I do have a lot of really nice collectibles, and that's why I said grandma has I don't know how to say it. I don't collect everything, but certain things I love, and I'm going to try to build my channel on the things that I love, like my miniature gardens, Alice in Wonderland. And I know you're going to be hard to believe because I've just started collecting these items, and they're very, very expensive, so I have to do just a little at a time, and I'm not ready to put any post up yet about it, but I am going to start collecting Mackenzie Childs inspirational pieces, and I have actually bought some pieces from them. Of course, they're small pieces, and I can't afford any big ones. And the great thing is my daughter, I told her how much I loved it, and she went over and started looking, and she is learning to love it too. That means she's going to buy some pieces, and I'm going to borrow them and shoot them. So don't never forget, you don't have to own everything you put in your videos. You can borrow. I'm starting to borrow stuff because my daughter, you know, has a lot more money than I do, and she can afford to spend more money than I do. Not that I don't spend plenty of money, all of you know that. But anyway, I'm going to be borrowing a few things from her, and I'm going to start doing a lot more French inspired tablescapes too. And she has a lot of French pieces. I didn't realize it until I started going and inventorying what she owns. So I'm going to be borrowing a lot of stuff for I can up my game. Grandma still is probably going to be basically just doing tablescapes for two, but I do want to put some beautiful centerpieces together, and I need a few good high-end pieces, and it makes a big difference. And so you're going to see a lot of new things. So don't forget, April 1st, invitation for Magical Miniature Garden. Any size, any style, just put the magic in it. April 8th is going to be miniature tea set. It can be as tiny as what you saw on March 12th, or you can go up just to a miniature tea set, because I'm using for miniature tea sets because I have, like I said, 3 miniature Alice in Wonder tea sets, and I want to share them with you, and we'll have a lot of surprises for you. Hope you're going to enjoy the month of April, Alice in Wonderland. Hugs and kisses to all of my awesome friends. Hope to see you there, and we are going to have at least one more challenge, maybe 2 more challenges for April at the end of the month. I'll be putting invitation videos up for that in another week or so. I do want to give all of them at once. One is a tablescape, so start looking for Alice in Wonderland tablescape pieces if you can. Borrow something. That one is going to be Alice in Wonderland. You just can't put a tablescape together. It has to be Alice in Wonderland. That is the only thing that I ask, and that will be a tablescape. And I'm going to do a couple of them, and I'm going to decide which one I want to put up. But I have enough to do maybe 3 or 4 tablescapes. So I may even do that many, but I'm only going to put one up for the challenge. But the other ones will be up on mine because, like I said, I need to put 30 posts up in April. So you're going to see a lot of tablescapes. You're going to see a bunch of different tea services, and you're going to see some miniature gardens, and maybe some other stuff. And of course, I'm going to share a lot of pieces that I do own and have, and some of them I may use and put something together with them, and some of them I may just show what I own, because I have a lot of pieces, and I want to make sure that you get to see how beautiful the pieces are that I own, and I don't want to overcrowd the table, because I want them to be the centerpieces, because I spend a lot of money for the pieces. So you take care. We'll see you in the next video, or the next invitation video. Don't forget, I'm going to put another invitation video up in a couple of weeks on the tablescape, give you the idea, but make sure you start buying those pieces or borrowing them. Or borrowing them from your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren, like me. Who knows? I have a lot of things I'm going to do in the future. And I'm going to be doing a lot of borrowing, because I got to keep my costs down.